Michael Flynn intends to use Pep Guardiola's own advice to turn Newport County into the greatest FA Cup giant killers ever. And if League Two County's boss succeeds, he is certain the first person to congratulate him will be Guardiola himself. Michael Flynn's side will host Man City at Rodney Parade. Flynn took his UEFA Pro license alongside the Manchester City Chiefs' number 2 Mikel Arteta and Thierry Henry, on a course run by the Welsh FA. He and Arteta have remained firm friends since, and there will be a big hug awaiting the Spaniard today when the Prem champs arrive at Rodney Parade for Newport's first fifth-round clash for 70 years. Flynn, 38, does not plan to make City's players quite so comfortable, determined to utilize the words of wisdom from Guardiola that he has tuned into his own mantra. He said, "Those of us on the course a couple of years ago were lucky enough to get a talk by Pep. The Newport County boss trained alongside Mikel Arteta. Among us were Mikel, Thierry Henry and a former City player, Andy Morrison, who is making his way in the game at Connah's Quay. City were down our way playing Swansea and Pep volunteered to come in and contribute. We got a good hour out of him, and what he said has resonated with me ever since. It was such a privilege to meet him and listen to him." Pep Guardiola's side are top of the Premier League table. He was so down-to-earth, so honest and accommodating about his work. Brilliant, in fact. What stood out for me, the biggest thing I took away from that day, was his utter belief in the way he does things. His philosophy means everything to him. He is such a man of principle, and he will always stick to what he believes in, whether things are going bad or not. He said that however we see the game, we should stick to our beliefs and our principles, not be afraid to be ourselves. That is the approach I will rely on against him and his City players. Look, we all know that if we were to win, it would be one of the biggest FA Cup giant killing acts of all time, if not the biggest of the lot. Newport County beat Middlesbrough 2-0 in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Those principles of Pep I'm talking about mean, I'm certain, he'll field a strong team because, above all, he is a serial winner. So the best path I can follow to win is to stick with the advice Pep gave us during that talk. To show faith in yourself and your players and stick to your plan. I can't wait to catch up with Mikel. We always stay in touch, although the pleasantries have been put aside this week until after the game. But for me, manager of Newport County AFC, to be locking horns with Pep, the best manager in the world, it's a dream come true. When I was sat with the rest of the lads listening to him, I could never have imagined in my wildest dreams that one day I'd be trying to knock him and Manchester City out of the FA Cup. The Newport County boss has heaped praise on Pep Guardiola, yet that is what I will be aiming for, and I know that if can somehow do it, then Pep will be there to say well done. He will know that myself, my staff and my players will have gone about it using exactly the principles that he himself preaches. Those principles, Flynn insists, also relate to the pitch, which resembled a mudbath as Newport beat Middlesbrough 2-0 in the fourth round replay. Leicester were beaten 2-1 in the previous round, while last season Leeds were seen off and fourth-tier County also took Tottenham to a Wembley replay. The Exiles share their pitch with rugby sides Dragons and Newport AFC, and Flynn added, "There's been over 60 games at Rodney Parade already this season. The pitch doesn't suit us, never mind Manchester City or anyone else." Man City thumped Burnley 5-0 in the FA Cup fourth round. Myself and the staff here have principles too, and that means no dirty tricks with the surface. If we win, we want to win in the best possible way. In an exclusive diary for Sunsport, Newport's Pod Reglement lifts the lid on how the Exiles are bidding to create the biggest cup shock in modern history. Sunday settled down on the couch, pen and notepad at the ready, to watch Man City play Chelsea on telly. Then it dawned on me how surreal it was for a League Two striker to be making notes on one of the greatest sides football has seen in years. In the hope of beating them. Gave up on the notes. Couldn't really spot a weakness, and actually, as they rattled six past a good side, who could? But I did jot one thing down, because City are so good, it takes the pressure off us. It's them that has everything to lose. They will be expected to score at least 6 against us, and we are getting a free hit with absolutely nothing to lose at all. Monday, no time to think about how I might find a way around John Stones or Aymeric Laporte, as I'm facing double duty today. Training for Tuesday's home game with MK Dons, then for 3 hours from 5 p.m. I coach our under-16s. The kids were all goggle-eyed, asking me what I thought. Did we have a chance? Did I think Aguero is the best striker in the world? They were living the dream, like we are doing, and I loved our session. It really reminded me how much I love football, how great it is to have the chance we have on Saturday. That session really washed my mind out. I just loved all the excitement and the enthusiasm and the innocence of the boys. Tuesday, how did we lose that? Just home after getting beat 1-0 by MK Dons, and as our gaffer Mike Flynn told us in the dressing room, I'm trying to take the positives. We hit the bar 4 times, hit the post once. Played some great stuff. I saw some fans outside Rodney Parade and they are asking if we had our minds on Saturday. I told them, and I meant it, the City game was irrelevant to us tonight. We played some great stuff and had no luck, storing that luck up for Pep's boys, I hope. Wednesday the club conducted a media day and me and the lads were blown away by the interest. Every TV station from Sky Sports to Al Jazeera were there, all the national papers, people who had flown in from all over the world, made us realize this game is a global event. What a buzz! Sorted out tickets for the family coming over from Ireland. My mum and dad will be over with a bunch of relatives and some mates from Tully's bar in my hometown of Carlow. And if I know them, they'll be having the crack even if we get stuffed like Chelsea did. Can't wait to see them all. Thursday our day off, and Saturday's game or not, the gaffer is trying to keep it real, so time to chill out a little. Me and the rest of the team got invited to National Menswear Store Luke, who have a place in Cardiff. They are one of the sponsors for the Man City game, and we got invited to go in and pick up a couple of bits of gear, which is not something that normally happens to us Newport County players. Well, found myself a nice sweater. Not blue. Friday our final training session before the big one. Nothing too heavy. The gaffer and the coaching staff sit us down for a tactical session as we start to go into detail about how we will try to pull off what we all know would be a sensation. But why not? We took Spurs to a replay and we've beaten Leicester City, Middlesbrough and Leeds over the last year. We all headed out together to a Jamaican place called Dutchies for lunch. The 4th time we've been there before cup games.